What it do, baby? We back at it again. Episode 18, Big Dog Talk.
Yes.
We live and ready, baby.
Let's do it, man. We're in finals time, man. It's finals. Oh my gosh, the Suns versus the Milwaukee Bucks. Who are you pulling for, Lamar? Tell me.
I'm pulling for the Suns in 6. I see Giannis getting 2 games only at home, and then they close it out game 6. What about you?
I'm giving it to Giannis. I'm giving it a nod to Giannis. I think, I can even see them going down 2 games and coming to win 4.
Wow, so then they would win 2 at home, 2 on the road.
Yeah.
Well, one.
Yeah. So that's my feeling, because I still have a feeling nobody could guard Giannis. I still don't like DeAndre Ayton barely, never breaking really 25 points. And I would love D-Book to have that Kobe when he was 22 mentality, first time in the finals versus. And I think Giannis is going to turn it on. I mean, I think he's still banged up from the injury, and he's still trying to get into mode. But by the fact that he played, and I mean, I got family in Milwaukee. I got a family that's the chaplain. And the barber. So I just know the Milwaukee Bucks, and I know Giannis's mentality. I know that he's been waiting his whole life for this, Kobe challenge. So he's going to try to put up his 40 and 20 or something for one of these games.
Okay. So to combat that, Middleton would have to drop you 30 plus a night. Drew Holiday would have to clamp up Chris Paul for possibly 7 games or 6.
No, because here's the thing. I think Chris Paul's going to lose you a game. Chris Paul's going to lose you a game by arguing with the refs.
Because he wouldn't. At this point, he threw that. He's like, yes, I'm here. He ain't blowing this opportunity.
He will. Because you don't think that. No, I know. Because when it's going your way, you're here. When it's not going your way, old Chris Paul comes out. Don't act like Chris Paul ain't the same Chris Paul we've always seen. And once it's not on your side, and it's not, you're the MJ. Right now the narrative is fitting Chris Paul because we need a narrative right now. Giannis is kind of hurt. He's not your MVP this year. It's not that narrative. It's Chris Paul's first finals, 16, the Suns, trying to wrap it all around that. Devin Booker's not really balling out. So it's just like, yeah, look what Chris Paul's doing. But Chris Paul, if Giannis starts playing and wins you 1 game, Chris Paul's going to lose you in the next one, and then his mental's messed.
Wow, that's a big reach on that. I mean, that's
not a big reach. It's the future.
But I think if he has 1 bad game, Booker drops 40 to 50. Regardless, they're the better team, though. They're the better team.
This year, no, they're not the better team, I don't think.
They're more cohesive, and they play inside, and they play out. And they don't live and die by the 3.
Here's I don't think so. Sarge just got hurt. Yeah, you say that, but you don't know the role players on Phoenix. Mikal Bridges starts. You don't know the role players. And so nobody else does either. And so if you can go down...
The tank. We're not worried about Sarge.
Never talk about
Frank,
Kaminsky to me again. So listen.
Frank.
The Bucks, straight up roster reading, the Bucks have a better roster. Drew and CP. Yes, CP got the ISO better than Drew, but they can cancel each other out. Then
Milwaukee lives and die by the 3, though.
You got Lopez and Ayton. You got Chris Middleton. If he ever wakes up, he can give you 1 game like Devin Booker. He just looked good, but he don't give you those games. So then you got Giannis? Nobody can guard Giannis. Once he gets up to 80%, it's over for the Phoenix Suns. That's my point. And they actually have shooters. And so I just don't think your Crowder being, oh my gosh, they're deep. It's not deep, bro. Crowder went cold in Cleveland. Crowder goes. He
was cold last night, 1 for 9, and they still won.
Because of Chris Paul. And it won't happen again. And that's at home. You're supposed to win that game. Come on.
No. If you go off of supposed to, all they did was did what the job ain't done, because they did.
It's not even close to done. I'm waiting for Devin Booker to show me something.
He's going to drop 40 one night.
Devin Booker should be like the Harden of this series. It should be like, oh my gosh, this dude's gonna drop 40 every night. It's not like that. It's like, oh, did he drop 17 tonight? What did Chris Paul get? 32?
They played one game. You say he had 17. I think
I'm talking about I'm talking about I'm talking about all the games leading up.
Leading up.
Finals. You didn't see him ball out. You can say broken nose, broken this, broken that. He had one game up, one game down, one game up, one game.
Oh, you talking about last series?
I'm talking last. I'm talking about all the games up to the finals. I'm talking about the road to the finals.
Yeah. Okay. So you got the Bucks. I got the Suns, which is the obvious one. But if the Bucks win, who's MVP? Right now, the leading favorite is Chris Paul to win MVP because they're going off of game one. I do think the narrative will help push Chris Paul to getting it regardless.
This is all tailored for Chris Paul, but the person that can steal it is Giannis.
Yeah, he could. They definitely
they would switch the narrative overnight for Giannis. Is what I'm saying to wrap it around that. So I would love to see Chris Paul win it too. I also wouldn't be tripping if he lost it.
I know. Well,
like I wouldn't be tears.
I'm in the middle.
I'd be CP0 again.
Yeah.
Like I wouldn't be tears. At least he got it there, and I think. But I give people nods for making it there, regardless of the season, regardless of the whatever, and being the leader that he is. He would still go down as a GOAT point guard, but I think it would be
top five.
I think it would be too much to give Chris Paul a ring with this squad.
I mean, if he gets a ring this year, he becomes a top 5 point guard.
I think he's won anyways.
No, he's not, right?
So you just think that you literally think that he's not, and just one championship will do it for this. And I think that he's a top 5 already. One
championship gets him number 5. Unless you're saying he's number 5 right now, he's not better than 4.
Yeah, I'm saying he's in the top 5. I'm not saying he's like 3, 2, 1. I'm saying he's in the top 5. Name 4 better point guards.
Oh, I can name off the rip. Steph.
You can have it.
Okay. Steph, Isaiah Thomas, Magic Johnson. Magic, Isaiah.
You can try to throw in Big O? I gave you that one.
Oscar Robertson. But you could interchange it with shooting guard. I had my 4th.
You don't have 4, but I'm telling you, he's top 5 already. So that's why I'm saying it doesn't make sense in my brain to say that.
John Stockton.
Okay.
I'm sorry. No. Jason Kidd. Kidd would be the number 5.
Jason Kidd is still, no. No.
You know, he's the third leading in third in defense.
I know.
And got a ring and led the league in assists.
I don't give him that ring with the Dallas joint. I give Dirk that ring.
That's crazy because you just said you give people props when they make it there, but you say
I do give them props. I think Kid's top 10. I'm not saying Kid's top 5. Are you crazy to me? I don't think that. I think Big O would beat him out. I mean, you know how I feel about
putting him at the peak guard.
You know how I feel about Rondo. You know, like I have certain people that would beat out Jason Kidd.
Wow.
But Jason Kidd would be top 10. But that's why I say Chris Paul, just because you win this year, the way it looks like this would not give me top 5 for Chris Paul. It would actually be like, nah, now you 6. Now you 6. Like that's how I would feel because I think that this wouldn't do much for his legacy if Giannis doesn't. If it's not like 7 games, it ain't gonna do nothing for his legacy.
If you're saying if they sweep them, this wouldn't be amazing for him?
Yeah, no, it wouldn't be amazing at all. Because I think that this is a very subpar finals team. The Phoenix Suns this year, I think anybody could tag in and say, hey, I'm the Hardy Boys. I'm about to beat these dudes.
And he'll Rakishi them. The whole team instead of Rakishi on him. All right, let's move it on. So we got the Lakers. Obviously, they ain't doing the finals. They ain't doing nothing. We got some craziness going on right now.
Go for it.
I got to give props to Ray for in the beginning of the year telling me that possibly chemistry would become an issue in the playoffs. Truthfully didn't matter because we had injuries, bad coaching in the playoffs, and chemistry on top of it, which is why we won last year, which it was a lot of scapegoated to LeBron and AD playing really, really well. But it was the chemistry that helped, especially in the bubble. Because I thought about it today, I'm like, if this team this year was in the bubble last year, we would have got bounced in the first round again.
Yeah.
And because nobody really wanted to play, and Drummond thinks he's Kareem. Montrez think he's Lamar Odom. Yeah. And for some outrageous Schroeder think he's Chris Paul. He played behind him, played with him. But you're not that guy.
Yeah. That's why I still think that, and granted, we all know that when you play besides LeBron for even a year or 2 years, your value goes up, and you can ask
It's the perfect time to get the
ask
bag.
for the bag. And
Yep.
so we know that McGee and Howard and Rondo's values were going to go up. So that would probably enable you to get the Trez, get the Schroeder,
Right.
and lock in the Drummond. But if in retrospect, if they would have done a minimum, which I think they would have, at least
I think
one of
Dwight
them,
wanted. Oh yeah, at least one of them.
at least one of them would have, because it's a championship. You're coming back to run it back. You're at least going to do it one time. You know what I mean? And I think that would have helped at least one of them, maybe two. If you can get 2 out of 3, it would have helped the mentality of no Trez or no Drummond. I'm gonna go start. Let's start Dwight. Let's humble you right now because they don't have any other big dudes. Trez should have really been a 4. Kuz should have been playing the 3.
We didn't even have a backup center. Yeah, it was.
That's what I'm saying.
Goofiness.
So it was just craziness. It was crazy.
Marcus Gasol don't count.
Marcus Gasol was cement feet. I thought it would have been good if it was like if you signed Mark with the Dwight or something like, I don't know, man. But Drummond needed somebody with the mental and athleticism that Dwight and JaVale brings to just say, I'm going to start this guy over you.
He is Dwight on steroids. He's Dwight on steroids if that happens.
But Dwight would go in there and say, all right, let me show you how it's done. Like, let me get 20 and 12 in 5 minutes.
Facts. All right, so let's see. Another interesting trade that I saw yesterday.
Okay.
Kuzma, possibly THT, but obviously we're going to keep him because he's dynamite.
Okay.
KCP, bye-bye, baby goat. And their number 27th pick for DeMar DeRozan. Like or hate?
I like it, but I like it as a last resort for the Los Angeles Lakers.
Okay. If we can't pull off any other trades?
Any other trades. I think it's a hometown thing. I think it's great. I think, he's from LA. All that stuff is going to be sick. I still also think we got to figure out what Pop is doing. Meaning...
he coaching USA. I think he's trying to get one more ring.
So you mean ring or...
championship, excuse me.
Gold medal.
Gold medal.
Okay, because I'm trying to figure out if his exit is going to the Brooklyn Nets. And they're saying bye-bye to Nash.
Not when they paid him all that money.
I mean, assistant coach Nash, learn from Pop. He will only be here a year. Let him run it back like a Phil Jackson.
Oh, hit him with the Phil.
Mm-hmm. So that's just a thought. But yeah, man, that's how I feel.
Okay, so I like it as well. I don't even like it as a last resort. I like it as a middle of the pack resort. Not as far as last resort because we don't have that many options.
Yeah, that's the thing. I wouldn't know what else they would be able to do. Besides luring us with the Dame pictures. Realistically, Portland's not doing that, and that's kind of my segue with the Ben Simmons thing. I've seen the basketball casuals come out to play this time of year, especially when they listen to Stephen A. Smith. And Stephen A., I remember probably a year ago, 6 months ago, said, I would trade Kuzma for Devin Booker. And everybody thought that was an equal trade. And I was like, are you guys stupid? That's Phoenix's franchise player. And they're just going to flip it for Kyle Kuzma? And everybody was going with that. But that leads me to the Ben Simmons thing. If you think that they're not trying to trade Ben Simmons for Dame, anybody that's a big caliber player, and you think that they're just going to get McCollum or some player
weak sauce
and some stuff, you must be smoking some stuff.
You're not trading a bunch of sides when you give
for a 24-year-old player that can play 3 positions. You're not doing it.
Yep, that's big facts.
But yes, I think I want to know what the Lakers could do besides the DeMar DeRozan trade. But my fear is they can't do much else. So let's just go with that trade.
So Montrez is probably going to opt out. He could opt in, get the bag, and then we trade him, which I hope he does. But realistically, I don't.
He help you guys out.
Exactly. But I think he's going to go to Charlotte and play with LaMelo.
I would. I mean,
just rim run, get rebounds
in the East,
and get out the West. Mm-hmm. Facts.
Everybody trying to go to the East now.
Big facts. Andre Drummond, the big penguin. He wants the bag, but for some odd reason, I don't think I do think he'll get the bag because he could go to actually, now that I'm sitting there thinking about it, I actually don't think he makes any team better unless it's like the Magic or back to Cleveland. I was literally about to say back to Cleveland.
Well, he's not going back to Cleveland. Nobody's going back to Ohio.
I know, but I'm sitting there thinking,
if I could see the Heat throwing the bag at him if they have nothing else to do,
and just keep Bam at the 4.
Oh yeah, for sure. That'd be a killer. I mean, those rebounding games would be lopsided.
Rebounding games would be great.
So
but Bam's mid range is a little iffy, so I don't know.
It is, but I mean, for development, hey, just step up your game. USA can't right now. I mean, you better learn how to learn it from KD.
San Antonio will be a good fit for him.
Yes, I think Andre Drummond has value, but the issue is teams aren't throwing him money that I would throw him to secure him. Like if I was at San Antonio, I'd look at the market, and if they're trying to throw him minimum and stuff, I'd give him 20 mil, 30 mil, not yearly, but like for 2 years or something like that.
I think he gets a $40 million deal.
Yeah.
2 year, $20 million a pop.
I think so. I mean, that's easy for me. He's young.
Right. He see what you do.
Just talks a lot right now, but he's young.
Yeah. Which is, and I want to just dig a little bit deeper in the bag on this.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't forget about Andre Drummond because I'm a basketball fan and I watch basketball, but you never said anything. And now for some odd reason, you think you are goated.
That LA spotlight shows you who people are to me.
Oh, yeah.
Braun stayed the same. Everybody else was tripping off Braun going Hollywood, but we knew what it was when Braun went there. So he stayed the same. Kuzma had changed him. You know what I mean? Lonzo had changed him too, but Lonzo's LA. It didn't change him. It just made Lonzo.
Right.
B.I. It made B.I. B.I. got that LA swag now. So you can show who people are, Swaggy P. I mean, come on. It revitalized that dude's career being over there.
Right. Yes, it did.
So it does help you because that spotlight is bright, but also there's a lot of interviewers with microphones trying to get clips. So that restraint has to be high if you're in
And it's not because you were just in Cleveland when it snowed.
Yeah, where you were hoping people would interview you. And it wasn't.
Who are you?
It wasn't making the front page. Now you can pressure the office just by saying this, that. Braun ain't sweating off what Drummond's saying.
Yeah.
You need to say, let's not sign him. You know what I mean? Like, whatever.
And right. And we don't need to sign him. Hey, Dwight Howard, come back to LA. That's who we need to go back and get.
Yeah.
Finish your career here. We possibly give you a 1 year, 2 year deal at the, vet minimum. And let's run it out, bruh.
Now, what do you think is Braun got in the tank for next year?
He got 2 years left. That's what I think. And 2 years isn't really a lot. I think 2 years before we start seeing injury, I don't want him to get hurt, but realistically.
Now, do you think next year Anthony Davis is the pilot and LeBron James is the co-pilot? Or do you think, because if LeBron is still the pilot, they ain't going nowhere. They're
not going it. And that's leading to your question. They don't go anymore where LeBron goes. We go where Anthony Davis takes us.
To my eye test.
But with that responsibility, AD has to almost evolve.
He hasn't yet.
You know what I mean? I need you to go from Chameleon to Charizard. Like, he got to make better passes. He got to consistently hit the three. Got to be a leader. And you got to murder down low. It sounds like a lot. It is a lot. I ain't gonna lie. It is a lot. But that's how. And we got 2 years with LeBron.
Yeah.
And do I think we win a ring next year? I think the competition is going to be stiff. I think, I don't know. If he literally he's got a long rest for the first time ever.
Yeah, but sometimes
that rest can come bad.
There's a lot of young boys that are stepping up.
And they hungry.
And there's a couple that are stepping up before their time, like Ja. I think Ja Morant. I think he's having a higher trajectory. I mean, eye test and his flash and what he's doing for Memphis.
Higher than who?
Higher than he's doing, to me, if he comes back his third year, this would be his third year, right?
Yeah.
So if he comes back his third year with the consistent year, it'd be a better third year than Jason Tatum. Jason Tatum drops 7, 11, and 16 in his third year. And
I think the moment
20.
The moment is there for Ja. That's what I'll say. I ain't even going big up.
If he dropped 25 plus this year,
he's not dropping 25 plus.
That's what I'm saying. If he drops 25 plus this year.
Okay.
Look out.
It's possible. If he ever gets a jump shot. And I know Russell Westbrook probably told him, look, bro, you're going to have to get a jump shot because that athleticism will run out.
Yeah, he a gym rat too. So look out. I'm just saying he could get 25 this year in Memphis, and it won't look like. I mean, Memphis still 7, 8, maybe out, but that 25 is going to be.
They're definitely out.
Yeah, they definitely out.
All right, so the last trade is Kyle Kuzma, and shit, I'll trade Kyle Kuzma for some Cheetos, Doritos, and some Lay's, bro. Shit, I give him everything for the great value.
Kuz ain't that bad. It's just his mentality ain't there, man. He gonna go somewhere else and ball out like the other LA.
Not like
LA
Ingram, but the everybody, even Zubac.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? Larry Nance. I mean, he's in Cleveland, so his stats look kind of iffy. But
he's in Cleveland by choice.
He's in Cleveland by choice.
Daddy played.
His pops, yeah. But Kuzma, I think he got to go. Do I think he'll turn to Brandon Ingram? No, because Kuzma's not young. Kuzma's up there in age. He stayed 4 years in college.
Yeah, but his mental next to Bron, the spotlight's too big, and he was never that dude.
Well, I don't think the spotlight's too big because I think he enjoys the spotlight, but he don't know what to do with it.
To me, the spotlight too big. Not off stage. I mean, on the court.
Oh, because off stage, he's really trying to flourish.
Oh, yeah. He loves the spotlight off stage. He's so Hollywood. But I'm talking about on the court, the spotlight was never too big for Kobe. So you think Kobe loved the LA. He wasn't Hollywood. He loved the LA. He loved the basketball spotlight.
No, you're right.
So that's what I mean. The difference is like the spotlight ain't too big for Kuzma off stage. Nobody cares about him being a model. But we're talking about when you're on there, LeBron next to you ain't making you knock down these shots like it is just Caldwell Pope. He know he might get traded.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, he shoots
before. Way much better. Mm-hmm. But see, I think to that point, I would say Kuzma is when you driving at nighttime and somebody driving in front of you with the bright zone. You're like, you know, because when our boy get the ball, he be like,
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Fuck it.
Mm-hmm. And like sometimes but it's not even like with like the confidence of this is my shot. I'm going to knock this down. It's like, nah, this is what I'm supposed to do. Lamar Odom did this. That's what he's doing. Like, it's just like, I think this is it. Cool.
Yeah.
I'm the third best. Cool.
I'm the, yeah.
Brick.
Yeah.
Couple of switches.
We both agree to trade him. Okay.
Trade him for anybody. I mean, but you not anybody. Package him.
He's a tough trade, though, because he does have value.
Yeah. If it's DeRozan, something like that, but don't do it just as a one-off. I would just trade him one-off.
Go get us Buddy Hield.
I mean, Divac's gone, so you might pull that off.
Yeah. It wasn't happening anytime.
He was gone for a reason. If you don't draft Luka off of a father vendetta, you need to leave.
Right. Okay, so U.S. basketball as well. You think we win in the gold?
Who's stopping us? Slovenia.
Yeah, facts.
Bro, you see, locked up if you play against USA.
Bro, did you? Yeah, hell yeah, he is. They sending the whole squad.
They're sending everybody.
Bro, you see, Schroeder said, "Now I want to play for my country." Now that they made it, where were you at before, bro?
Yeah, I'm not down for that. Like, here's the thing with the USA. I don't know. We have Kevin Durant. We still have the best basketball players, but I'm not sold on the team that we sent. Draymond, get out of here. Kevin Love, get out of here.
It's a B+ team.
Jeremy Grant, get out of here. So I have a couple of people that have get out of here's for. So
what's the grade on the roster? Because I'm gonna change mine to A-. What do you think? You say B+?
B.
Whoa, I went A straight because of Kevin Durant. I think he bolsters them to the tippy top. Now, if you say no, Kevin Durant, I say B all day.
Yeah, I'm even thinking I know what Kevin does, but like if Kevin's smart, he's not doing it like he did years ago because he's still off of the injury. So he's just doing it to secure his points because he's the leading scorer right now for Team Olympic.
Oh yeah,
and so he's trying to just secure it. He can't wait.
You think it's more of a stat goal?
Yeah, it's more of a decoy. He's going to be on the perimeter.
You don't think it's another chance to get a goal for sure? You don't look at it like that?
I mean, of course, Kevin thinks so. But I think with Jeremy Grant, these are guys that haven't really been there before. Draymond, I'm not sold on him being on the roster. I don't need a guy to just dish. I don't need that.
I know. I know.
Great basketball players that can do all of it to just get a guy that just dishes. Right. Get him off. And so
for Kevin Love as well. I don't know why he's
Kevin
there
Love
either.
too. So that's why I see us even, we could win, we could lose one. But the issue is too, is besides Luka, Ben Simmons wasn't hungry to play for Australia. Like these, and Canada though got a good looking team.
That's what I'm talking about. Canada's team is decent.
So depending on these young boys that want to play for their country,
we need Jason Tatum. If he's gonna rock 10, he gotta go goatee.
That's what I'm saying. We got to see the new Olympic stars. This is like the time when Kobe was there, and he was there to be the guy for LeBron and them.
Right. Right.
Durant's there.
Yeah.
But Durant's there to be the guy for Tatum and them.
Yes.
So with that, it's like one of them got to go crazy, like LeBron, Dwayne Wade.
Damian Lillard could give you 47.
But Dame ain't Steph. And that's what it taught me. No, I'm just saying, Dame is still a great dude, but when you are used to seeing Steph not miss 3 times, going against Dame and Dame missed 3 times, you're like, if you miss 3 times against Team USA, I'm gonna be upset. If Steph was on the team, I'd feel a lot more confident.
Nobody's guarding Dame. They could triple team, double team.
I hope I see Dame going crazy from the logo. I hope I do.
He just did today in practice, like in there. Get that. Back that.
Yeah, but USA is different because if you miss one, then you just your psyche's in. That's globally everywhere.
Okay. So. All right. So are we unpacking Rachel Nichols briefly, or what you want to do about it?
Briefly, let's do it.
Okay. So Rachel Nichols this is last year, or no, maybe the year before.
Yeah,
before the bubble.
I think about last year, she was caught. I think she forgot to turn off her Zoom. So it was still recording. She was talking with a representation from LeBron James that represents her and LeBron James. I'm sorry. So she was having a conversation with them on the phone. And it's a spokesperson. It's not like a manager or anything like that. We don't know what really a spokesperson means. You go check with them before you speak, whatever that means. So this person is shared by Rachel Nichols and LeBron. That person really didn't say much, which kind of raised a red flag for me. It was like, well, then why were you even having this conversation with them if they didn't say much?
If you're not throwing input in there, right?
And then this just hurt you. Like, to me, it was like, what that got to do with some stuff. Yeah, Lamar just trained in colors up in here, man. He loved to move. But yeah, so that's pretty much what happened. So it was buried for a while. And so what's sketchy to me is it was buried for a while. I even think it was said that I remember when the story surfaced a year ago and it said, oh, some people were recording Rachel. It was such a privacy thing. And that was the focus, was a violation of privacy, not that she had said some things that crossed the line. Right. So fast forward, the humor comes in the fact that a year later now, when it gets released to the public's just kind of saying, hey, we don't think that that's cool. We think that at least ESPN should make a statement. At least ESPN should come out and all this stuff. And so then that segued to her. And what's the statement they made? They replaced her with Malika Andrews, is it?
I love Malika, but Maria Taylor.
Maria Taylor. There it is. And Malika was introducing Maria. That's why I got confused.
Right.
But yeah, so yeah, man. So that's pretty much what it was. And my feelings on it was, I think it's a hard place for Rachel Nichols to be in. Honestly, I've heard much worse said on a phone call. And I think that's why the analyst, the former NBA player, took heart in a hard place too. But with this, I think it's better to side with diversity, to side with the fact that even if there is a long track record, that still shouldn't matter. And I think the point of the matter that hurt everybody was that Rachel said, it's not going to happen in my pretty much career. It's not going to happen. Like, I'm not going to be the one to help diversity. It's like, okay, well, and she's like, because I'm a woman. It's like, well, she's a woman and she's Black. Like, don't you think that there's maybe an extra struggle?
Tougher, yeah.
Maybe. So that's my feeling about it. I'm glad they made the switch up. I think it would have been a distraction because, I mean, I would have basically just asked for everybody to boo her every day. I think that's unfair. They did ask her to remain on the jump hosting, which I thought was pandering to themselves and Rachel Nichols because they didn't grant Paul Pierce that same courtesy, or half the more analysts that say things and you don't see Steven Jackson there anymore. You don't see Matt Barnes there as much anymore. And unless they want to interview Rachel Nichols the week before this stuff drops. And so I'm watching a lot of other stuff a little closer. Like, why were you in all the smoke a week before this drop? For the culture. And then so you're looking at these guys with a little bit more of an eye. And then why is Steven Jackson coming out fast to cape for her?
Mad fast.
And
Captain.
It was really bad. It was really bad how fast he did it, how distasteful he did it, and almost coming to the point of saying, Black people, hold up. Now, think like her. That struggle.
He think he's a
us.
spokesperson for somebody.
And nobody anointed him. Nobody called him educationally qualified. None of that. So he's not even anybody's favorite basketball player.
Right. like, let's get for real.
Like, if we're honest. So with that, nobody chosen Matt Barnes speaks most of the time in the podcast. So here we go. Yeah, homeboy just sits there and we're looking for him to be chiming in.
So what's your favorite fast food restaurant? I'm like,
bro, what are you talking about? So yeah, for him to get on the phone call real fast showed me that he got a phone call or he got a text or he got somebody to say, "Can you help?" Yeah,
help. Yeah, help. It's the bad logo.
Because I have multicultural friends, so I know that placement, but I also know to stay out of it because it ain't got nothing to do with me and the way you came across.
So let me get into that last thing you just said. It ain't got nothing to do with me. Mm-hmm. I'm going to be on my path. It's sort of where Rachel was at. Mm-hmm. I understood what she meant. And I know she low-key was upset because Maria's younger. She looked 30 times better. And Maria know her stuff as well.
Question to you, Lamar. You don't think it does have something to do with her? If, yes, you are a woman and this is a woman role that they're looking to now replace with another woman.
Now big up you, yeah.
With diversity. So I'm like, to a certain amount, I'm like, yes, Rachel, it does have something to do with, like, it's not like they're asking them to take Mark Jackson's job.
Right.
Like,
now to that, do I think she acted a little oblivious? Yes. Do I think she was stuck in the middle? Yes. I do. Yeah. And I think the bigger issue is not Rachel. It's people who talk different, and maybe that could be Rachel. I don't know personally.
Maybe.
But the conversations you may have behind closed doors, you have openly. I mean, the same stuff I say in front of my white, black, whoever friends, I say it when I'm at the crib too. You know what I mean?
Same with me. So that's what brings me to, I don't like that. I wouldn't have expected that conversation from her, from what she has presented the Black community of the NBA community, from being on All the Smoke, from whatever. But also I've seen receipts from people, because I'm just like Twitter. I know Twitter.
Mama's cooking? We talking about Mama's cooking.
So I've seen receipts from people saying, isn't it funny how, and it makes me watch closely though, how like, when Kobe Bryant passes, something else is brought up at the same time. When D Rose has hit 50, something else is brought up at the same time. But when Porzingis is traded, nothing else is brought up when he's coming. It's just certain things that don't play. But when she does it, it's very loving. It's like, hey, I don't mean to bring this up, but I have to, because I think it's like, do you have to? Because it was solved in public opinion. So anyways, that's kind of, so it made me it caught ESPN and it caught her, and she just has to be a lot more careful, I think.
ESPN to me, and I love ESPN to death. I think they have I watch it. I don't watch it as much as I used to.
I can't because
I'm watching more Undisputed. I still watch ESPN, but a little Undisputed.
They wish that Skip signed that contract because they tried to get it earlier this year. And man.
Do you think ESPN, because I love Jamel Hill, I love T-Mac. I know he left for personal reasons, but a lot of, even Steven Jackson, when he used to be on there, they bring Matt Barnes on. And Matt Barnes is for the culture. I like Matt Barnes, but they bring him on to say, look, we are still cool with our brothers. Yeah. We got Matt Barnes. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he speaks better than everybody.
Richard Jefferson is a goof ass.
Yes.
I don't like, I think I don't know.
I like Richard Jefferson's cockiness in spurts. But you probably feel the same way about Richard as I feel about Kendrick Perkins.
Yeah. If you kind of
somebody shouldn't have to grow on me. Like when Kendrick's first 6 months was brutal, and he
still grows on me now because I think now he learned. I know he goes at Steven, but I think him and Steven talked behind doors, and he told him, if you want to stay relevant, you got to say shit that's.
Well, you saw for like the first year they had him still at Zoom when everybody else was in the studio because they didn't think that he was camera ready. I remember like 2 weeks ago they said,
in
"Oh my
his
God!"
house. He was in his house in
They
the
said,
living room.
"Kendrick, it's your first time in studio." I was like, "You guys did that to that brother for a whole year because you thought that he wasn't camera ready." It was crazy to me, Lamar. Like it clicked. I was like,
His little kids be running in the background. I'm like,
you could just see the green screen go crazy. I'm like, yo, if you don't help this brother out, the lag is so long. Like, if you don't help him out. So yeah, I think I feel that way that you feel about us. I think your problem with Jefferson is he's too cocky and he's off of LeBron's foot heels, and he talks like he was somebody when he wasn't.
I know you were nice when you were with the Nets. I know you were nice, but
you were Joe Green nice. So please go sit down.
Go sit down.
Yeah.
Vince Carter was still better net than you, and he didn't spend his whole career there.
Mm-hmm.
But yes, you hit it. I ain't gonna lie. Yeah. I can't even combat that. It's the LeBron thing.
Mm-hmm.
I think.
So yeah, I think to go back with it, I think ESPN will. They are taking a little bit of a dive. They're having poor analysts, but I don't think that hurts the ratings overall. I think people are still going to watch because people still don't know basketball. People still think that.
I still watch Scott Van Pelt after I love Scott Van Pelt. You know what I mean?
So people still going to watch and be entertained off of Stephen A. and think that they know basketball until these moments happen and it's really proven that they don't. Like who said it? I think it was Jay Williams saying the first African-American coach or something like that, or something wild. Or
for Boston.
Or Jalen Rose saying they just didn't want to send the first all-black team to the Olympics, and they've done that before 3 times. So it's just like putting your foot in your mouth does have its place.
Yeah. Okay, so what you got for me? Because I know you said you had a question to ask me, and I'm ready.
Man, it was really just this. So, next season, what do you think is happening for the coaching situation for the Lakers? I know they got David Fisdale. Do you think that means that they lock up, they still keep Frank Vogel and they just run it back?
So it's interesting. He's in a contract year. This is his last year. Now, I read that Jeannie Buss said that they were going to get it done before the season started, and they got plenty of time before October. But I think I'm curious to how long his extension is. Is his extension, do they line it up with Bron? Because if it doesn't work, then you could bring a young coach in, Brian Shaw, who we would all love.
I love the David Fisdale hire.
I like David Fisdale, but he's not a winner. He reminded me of Mike Brown. I liked Mike Brown, but he wasn't really a winner. And David Fisdale, I thought he did a poor job. I think he tried to blame
he did but assistant for like Miami and all that stuff. He was a great role in that. Like
experience-wise, he has it, but I don't think it translates. But we got a great coaching staff. I love the staff. You know what I mean? So I think he comes back next year, and I think we are a top 3 team.
Second question. Are you now on my side about the Porzingis and Dame trade? You think that's a possibility? You still think it's not close?
No, it's not close. One, those two can't play together because Dame can't go anywhere and be number 2. Dame is a number 1. He's doing that same thing with CJ.
Dame wouldn't be number 2.
You would put him number 1 over Luka.
Here's the thing. Luka's
they're both right here.
That's what I'm saying. It wouldn't be that. It would be a Kobe and Shaq situation. It would be a
can't win you both
KD Steph situation. It will be the thing where
KD Steph. Nobody is KD and Steph. I can't even make that comparison. Nobody, because KD don't need the ball. We already know that KD would take 10 shots and have 135 points. I'm like,
I don't think so. My point is, I don't think that we've seen the full maturity of Luka. I don't think that we've seen hit all facets of his game yet. And so to say now that he is a certain player and couldn't play with Dame, he already got the hometown hero. He already is Dallas. And so you bring Dame, who is Dame, and then you just still be assist, triple double, try to get your stuff, and then be clutch Luka and dish it to clutch Dame. Man, you got something there. And so I think on
paper, but you can't do that and sign your players. So you demolish your whole team.
I think on paper it looks bad.
Yeah, but you would get rid of the whole entire team. And their team isn't bad. It's Porzingis doesn't fit. Because the team's not bad.
I know a lot of people that signed in Dallas to play with Luka and Dame.
They don't have the money.
Mark Cuban.
No, Mark Cuban is the super billionaire, top 100, but you still can't go in the cap.
You can.
Right? You can't go over the cap unless that player, if you have their bird rights. Just signing a free agent, if you only got 5 veteran men's, 2 minimums, you're done skis.
What's the luxury cap then?
Oh, I don't know their luxury cap. Oh,
Yeah,
you mean, I think
there
it's
is,
like 367. I think.
Yeah,
it's
so
like
there is a luxury tax for when you go over, is what I'm saying. So with
and we
that,
don't need, hold on, we don't even know what Luka's going to resign at. We know it's going to be,
he's waiting.
$3 billion. It's going to be something stupid. Like,
yeah, so I think that they would find a way and people would sign around. Last thing, which one is more likely than, do you feel like they would do a Ben and Dame swap?
Honestly, I felt like that was the best one that he would even co-sign on. I think getting out the West is his best idea because he could be what Giannis is to the East.
And I think even one above Kyrie.
Yeah, because Kyrie's gone in 2 years. I don't think Kyrie stays in 2 years.
Agreed.
And once that contract is up, I don't know how, I think he's 27, 28, but by that time he won't no longer be a fresh person in the league. He'll almost be a borderline. Once you turn 30 in the league, it's kind of like now you're a veteran.
Yeah.
But, you know, are you going to want to possibly do this the rest of your career? I mean, it's not a bad thing to play with 2 other mega stars, but you just had a family. You're going to want to get paid. So
paid like the max. Like he could get Luka money somewhere else at a new franchise.
Secure the bag for the rest of your life.
Mm-hmm. And we know about him making promises to the Celtics. He'll leave and promise it to a kid.
Hey, if y'all will have me.
If y'all will have me. I was like,
chicken.
Cat in that mud. Dude, that was crazy.
So this has been real, y'all. Tomorrow, Game 2, Milwaukee versus Phoenix.
Yeah, I'm calling it. I got Milwaukee.
Got Suns prediction. I want us to lock this in so we get back at it. We're going to have to get back at it maybe this weekend or next Monday,
Let's try to crank one out real fast and so we can get our...
I got Phoenix winning by 6.
Okay. But remember, early in this pod, I don't want to contradict myself, though. I did say that Phoenix could win this one and then the Bucks
what they're supposed to do. That's what you said.
The Bucks will go and win 4.
So you got Bucks in 5. I got Suns in 6.
Yep.
Not 4. Okay, we out. That's that big dog talk. Peace.